Good morning students. Today we will discuss how to model this diagram in AutoCAD. So here you can able to see there are sets of circuit diagrams which has to be modeled in AutoCAD. First, if you consider here, there are symbols which is related to some circuits. The symbols like mic or NPN or PNP junctions, capacitor, resistor, switch, battery, something like that. So first what we are going to do is we are going to model all these things separately, and then we are going to reuse it whenever it is required. So how to reuse it? To reuse, we use a command called as block. So block is a command which will convert it as a particular symbol. Later we can insert it by using an insert command. So instead of doing this the entire process, I will explain few of this. For example, this particular transistor, how to model this transistor. So if you open AutoCAD, so you can able to see I have modeled all these things separately. So the capacitor, a resistor. So there are NPN, PNP transistors. Then this one is what we see in here, the mic. Okay, the symbol for the mic. Similarly, battery, this loudspeaker switch, something like that. Do not worry about the dimensions of this. So this is a random dimension, but make sure it is modeled in such a way that it is symmetrical. So these things you can able to do it separately. For example, if I want to model this, what I can do is I will draw it here. So I will draw a circle, something. Let me consider I will draw a circle for 8. Then I will identify from here, I will just draw a line, something like this, for 3. Now what I will do, I will draw a small rectangle shape, something like this, separately. Next I will select this, right click, I will move this from the center, I will keep it somewhere here. So make sure switch off your ortho. Now I can just put it like this. Next I will draw a line like this from here, one vertical line. So the angle has to be 90 here. I will draw a little bit somewhat like this. Next I will connect it with respect to this. So this things has to be repeated again. Let me select this 2, go for MI, which is mirror command. Now from the center to the center, I will just draw a mirror line. So we'll get something like this. So this is similar to this one. Only thing is I have to put an arrow here. To draw an arrow, what we can do is we can go for polyline. Click polyline. Start from here. Let me select this point. So here the width of that polyline is 0. We start with 0. Let me put 0. Press enter. My ending width has to be 1. Let me give 1 and then press enter. Now when I move my cursor, you can able to see you will get an arrow like thing. So just keep it which is straight, then click. Next press enter to complete this. So this is one of the a transmitter which is drawn similar to that. So you can also draw like that. So this one, it's a rectangle and a circle connected to that. Similarly these things. So this one, how to draw is I will draw a line like this, a continuous line by pressing my ortho. I'll draw for 50 mm. Next I will go for a circle. Somewhere here I will draw a circle. Let me consider the circle is 2 mm radius. Now what I will do is I will select this circle, right click, go for a copy selection. I will select at this end, copy. Next I will paste it here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. Press enter. So this completes this part. Now I want below. So what I can go for trim. I can trim this entire thing. Similarly, I can trim these things so that I can able to get that induction. Something like this. Now what I will do, I will draw a line somewhere here. Okay. So only thing is I have to increase the width of this line. Okay, let me draw 2 lines. or I can also go for a rectangle. So which is easy, whichever is easy for you. I'll draw a rectangle, something like this. This rectangle is a full, so I want to split this as a small lines. For that, the command what I will use is explode. When I go for explode and I press enter, you select this object, then press enter, that will split. Now it has become two lines separately, and then this line is separate. Okay, so later we can delete that. So the purpose is we can delete that lines whichever is required. Now I will select the top and bottom lines, go for particular thickness, and I'll increase the thickness. Okay, let me go for 0.5 or something like this. So now you can able to see something like this. Now select this part alone, go for mirror option, MI, press enter. Mirror is from the center of this to the center of this. Okay, and press enter. So now I don't want these two lines, I can delete that line. So this is something related to that inductance, something like that. You can able to create it. So do all these things separately. So as per the diagram, what we have to do is we have to do this separately. So if I consider the first diagram, you have a mic, a capacitor, a resistor, a switch, an output, battery, and some NPN or PNP transmitters. Okay, so these things, sorry, transistors. So these things, you get it ready. Once this is ready, we will proceed with our circuit diagram. To go for a circuit diagram, so I will delete this. This is not necessary for me. So to go for a circuit diagram, what we are going to do is we are going to give the separate diagrams or symbols as a block. Okay, we will create it as a block. Later, we will use that whenever it is required. So to make it as a block, the command is block, B-L-O-C-K, block. Type it as a block, press enter. So now I want to include this as a NPN transistor. So type it as NPN. So click select object, select this particular transistor alone, then press enter to confirm. Now it is also asking you what is your base point for this particular transistor. Just click pick point, select anywhere. So for example, the center point of the transistor, select that. So that is your pick point. Once this is over, click OK. So repeat this for other things also. For example, again, I'm going for a block. Now I am going to create a capacitor. Type it as a capacitor. My object for capacitor is this. Select that. Press enter to confirm. My pick point is somewhere here. So this is where I am going to move my capacitor. Let's just click wherever required on the capacitor. Now click OK. Now I'll go for resistor. Go for block. Press enter. Type it as resistor. Select object. Select this entire object. Press enter. Pick point, you select anywhere on the resistor, then click OK. Next, at the switch, we'll go for block again. Type it as switch or push button. Select the object. Press enter. Click pick point somewhere, select it somewhere on the object, then click OK. So I can also go for this other two battery also. So go for block again. So battery, select the battery, press enter. Pick point, select anywhere on the battery, click OK. The last one is mic. Again block, mic, select this, press enter. Pick point is somewhere here, then click OK. And of course the output is also available, go for that also. So this we got as out, I'll call it as a short. Select this, confirm, use a pick point somewhere, and then click OK. So now I have created lots of blocks. Now we are going to model with respect to this. So how we are going to model? Let me consider this. First I am going to put this NPN. So to insert, it is like inserting, just type insert. When you press insert, you have a current drawing. Choose current drawing. You can able to see what are the things you have created. Whichever you want, you can able to insert it here. So I want NPN. Click that. Just move your cursor. Paste it wherever it is. Click. That's it. Similarly, let me go to resistor. You have a resistor here, right? So click a resistor. Move it. Keep it. Similarly, you have two more resistors, but in a particular direction. So click resistor, go for rotate, okay, or you give an angle here. So it has to be 90 degree, right? So give 90 degree angle. So click resistor, move it, so you can able to see it is at 90 degree. So just move it wherever you want. You can keep it there. So click once. Again, one more resistor somewhere here. Click one more resistor somewhere here. Click. After that, you have two capacitors, 1 and 2. So again, you go to capacitor. So the capacitor is in different direction because it is at 90 degree. Okay, press escape, change your angle to 0. Now I will go for a capacitor. See how the capacitor is? Capacitor is somewhere here. Let me click here. Okay. Similarly, one more capacitor. So I am having here, right? So next you have a switch. Go to a switch, keep it somewhere. Similarly, you have battery. Go for a battery. So battery is small. I ought to increase it. So if you want to increase it, just enable scale factor here. So click battery. Once you click, you can just enlarge it. So you can able to see, you can able to enlarge in all the directions. Okay. So whichever is required. So you just move it accordingly. Or if you are convenient, uncheck this, enter the value here. So in X, I need to increase it to 1.5. In Y also, I have to increase it to 1.5. Specify like that. Now you bring your battery. So it is somewhat larger. Okay, paste wherever it is required. So the last one is you have an output. You can able to see there is an output here. So output is here. You can able to keep it here. And of course, I forgot this mic. So mic is at the end. So you just click here. Wherever you want, you just click. Once this is done, what you have to do is you are going to connect. So use your lines, connect these lines. Okay, so this is what you are going to do. So when you connect this as a circuit, you can able to get this as a circuit. So after you complete that circuit, just give a name by adding a text. So Q1 this names, you just give it accordingly. Okay. So why we do this is with the same sheet, I can able to insert it. So I can use this as a symbol. So for example, if I want to do this, there is a inductance which I can include as a one more block. One speaker I can include it. So the other things are same. So what I will do is I will just insert all these things. I can complete all the circuits in one AutoCAD file. Okay. So what do? You just do it here. The other diagram, so you do it here. Okay. So only thing is I have to connect this. So just connect it like that. So whatever is required. Okay. Connection you can able to do according to you. So you know how to do the connections. You can just connect it. Okay. So I'm just connecting in an inclined way, but make sure you connect it in a straight line. Okay. So according to the diagram. So whatever is specified here. Right. So this completes this exercises. So you have to do exercise number 4 related to that. Similarly, the other exercise which is exercise number 5. So both exercises comes under same category. Only thing is you have PNP transistor here. You put that PNP transistor accordingly and try to do the same. Okay. But when you take it as a PDF, when you print it out, print it in a by choosing as a window. Right, that completes our S6, 4 and 5. Thank you.